so you can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to be moving the camera back and forth just a little bit. I figured I'd go live. I titled this canning chicken, but it should have said canning pretty chicken because that's what we're going to be doing. And I'm going to show you the chicken in just a second. Hi, Joe. How are you? So I'm going to show you the chicken. Let's make sure that you guys can see. There's the chicken that we're going to be doing. Make sure my phone doesn't break here. There's the chicken that we're going to be doing. Oops, my phone doesn't break here. Shut this down. Okay. So I don't know how fast notifications go out or even if notifications are going out right now. I know I'm having trouble with that. I don't know if any of you guys are having trouble, but I sure am. So I'm not sure what to do about it. I know people are not getting my notifications, and I'm not getting a lot of my subscribers' notifications as either. So anyway, I'm going to get started here. Please type in the chat. Let me know that you're here. I see 4 people. Hi, Joe. How are you doing? You got to excuse me. My allergies are really, really terrible. Real horrible. So I just took some medicine. Hopefully that will kick in and I'll be fine. So I'm going to get the chicken broth, chicken stock, I should say, homemade chicken stock off of the counter here, or off of the stove. We're going to be canning the pretty chicken, not the ugly chicken. So the first thing we're going to do, let me get a fork. Or maybe some tongs here. Okay, well, or not. So the first thing we're going to be doing, I'm going to be doing this a different way because we pre-browned the chicken. So the chicken is not all the way cooked. It's, hang on. Oh, I'm not getting chat on here. Okay, I'm trying to watch the chat on my tablet. Wait, let me log out and then log back into this. Hold on. There you guys are. Hi, Cecilia. Okay, now I see you guys. Okay, I don't know what happened. That was kind of weird. Didn't see you guys before on the chat. So I'm looking at the chat on my tablet and I'm recording on my phone, which is on my ring, my light ring. So this is not going to be a really long live chat at all. Please do me a favor though, when you do come in, please hit that like button and subscribe if you're not already subscribed, because we are going to be doing a giveaway really soon here for 6,000 subscribers. And I want to remind everybody that I'm doing 2 different fundraisers for Heather, the Needy Homesteader. One is my Avon, one is my Herbalife. Both I'm giving 25% to of all my earnings. And Avon, honestly, I haven't really been selling Avon a whole lot. So that's basically everything I'm earning on Avon. So it's all going to Heather. And then on the Herbalife, 25% of that is going to Heather too. I may up that depending on how many people are actually buying it. We'll see. You know, I just need to not pay for it. So I can't give her all of my earnings, unfortunately. I want to. And I've been donating so far anonymously. But I'm going to be donating all of the earnings off of the first video that I made for her a week and a half ago. That one, we have raised $26. So if you want to share that video, please, please, please share that video, because all of the earnings for that video are going to Heather, everything. Yeah, it is really sad, Joe. And there are, oh my gosh, I think I counted 20 different channels that are raising money in some way or raising awareness for her. So if you want to just share her video is linked to her very first video explaining what happened is in my video, my first one. please share that. Please share her GoFundMe, and share that, just share my Avon links, my Herbalife links, and tell them that, the 25% of the profits are going to her. So I want to get them to 1 million. I really do. I want to see them get $1 million. That's just one less worry that she has to deal with. And she's done so much for me through the years that I just want to help her. So I know it may sound kind of weird to some people, but the Canon community is super, super generous. And it's been amazing. I love the community. And I see the outpouring of love for Heather and for other people as well. I've done different fundraisers for other people through the years, before I even had a channel. And this one, though, is much different. Much, much different. Heather is like one of my mentors and has been really a huge inspiration to me through the years. I've watched her for about 10 years. I know you guys can't see what I'm doing here. Let's see. Okay, so I am putting the chicken in the jar. Okay, there's just the chicken. It's cooked chicken. And then I'm gonna push it down. I need to get one of my De-Bubblers. Okay, hang on 1 second, guys. Okay, back. Okay, so this is the De-Bubblers. You can see that? So we have these custom made with my name on it, way before anything happened to Heather. So these are for sale. And I'm going to reduce the cost a little bit. Okay, so if you want one of these, it's $5, include shipping. So I know De-Bubblers are really hard to find right now, and I know that a lot of people don't have a lot of funds. So I'm also going to be donating out of that $1 toward Heather. If you guys want to give more, I can donate more. Just put that on your order. You can email me at thecanningnana@gmail.com. So $5 with shipping, includes shipping. To Canada, it's going to be, I want to say $2 more. If it doesn't cost that much, I will happily refund whatever you paid for shipping that it didn't cost. So any extra above shipping that you paid, I'll give back to you. So I'm going to be using my my De-Bubbler in just a second here. So I'm going to fill the jar with the par cooked chicken, and it's just nice and browned, you guys. That's what I wanted to do. Let's see. So if it's okay if you can't give anything, you guys. The one thing that you can do that would help Heather is watch her videos, put them on, and just let them run. Let the ads run, because that helps her YouTube channel, that gives her revenue. And that's what we're aiming for. So if you can't give monetarily, give by watching. That's all you need to do. So, and somebody put a link with everybody who has done videos helping Heather. And that's why I said, I think it's about 20 people. I'm going to be putting that on my channel as soon as I get on my computer later on. And, yeah, people are just running that list as well to help all of us who've been helping her, which is super kind. I'm not, anything I'm getting is going to her. I just want to help her. So, okay, so I'm going to be showing you guys a couple of these, and then I'll do a question and answer. Okay, so you filled that. I might take that one piece out of there. Can you guys see that? So this is going to be, it's browned already. So when it comes out, it's not going to look like clumped raw chicken, which is how raw packed chicken looks. And honestly, I don't mind it, but my husband does. My kids do. They don't like it. So I'm going to come over here and get some of this awesome broth, chicken broth that I have. I may have to add a little bit more. Let's see. There we go. So the chicken has also been rinsed and then heated back up. And let's see what we're doing. Okay, so that's too much. Put that in there a little bit. Okay, so far I've gotten my canner ready and I have my vinegar in my water. These are going to cook or can for 75 minutes. For my altitude, I'm at sea level. I'm going to take that one out. And it's 10 pounds of pressure you want to do, okay? So I've got 11 people here. I don't want anybody to miss out. So this is what the chicken is going to look like. It's going to be a little bit cloudy, but see that right there? You're going to see the browned part on the chicken, and it's going to look really good. So this is really good in casseroles. Usually people can chicken and they just use it for chicken salad, and that's what we like to use it for too. But I make a dish called chicken and broccoli, chicken divan, and it's really delicious. And if I can reduce my work just a little bit by pre-cooking the chicken and have the chicken in jars already, that's just a blessing to me. Makes my life easier. Hi, Ava. Oh my goodness. So Ava is my granddaughter, you guys, and she's been seen on my videos before too. Hi, sweetheart. How are you? Hi, Ava. How sweet. So hopefully Ava's done with school. I guess we're done with school. That's so cool. What a surprise. That's so cool. Okay, so we're going to push these all down. Yeah. Raven Cat, you can use this chicken in any dish that you would normally use chicken for. You can make soup out of it. This is going to be great for soup because it's already in the chicken stock. So this is homemade chicken stock that I made a while ago, and it was canned. I had 2 quart jars of it, and that's what I used so far. I don't believe I have any more chicken stock, but I do have onion stock. Not onion stock. Oh my gosh, I'm thinking of Heather's video because I want to make onion stock because I haven't done that yet. So I make vegetable stock. And what I do, I'll show you guys what I do. I know I've done it on a video, but so whenever I do vegetables of any kind, and I have like the peels or the ends of carrots or the ends of celery or something like that, I put it in a Ziploc bag just like this. I put it in the freezer, and when I have, oh gosh, depending on how much I want to make, at least 2 bags of these are gallon Ziploc bags. If I have at least 2 of these, hopefully more, then I will make my vegetable stock. Did I just say chicken stock? I meant vegetable stock, you guys. This is for vegetable stock. All right, back to this. And Ava, I have one of these for you, sweetheart. It's Nana's De-Bubbler with my name on it. I don't think you've seen it yet. Hi, Linda, how are you? Thank you for supporting Heather. We love Heather here. Let's see, who else is in here? There's been, so Raven Cat, okay, you are the best, absolutely the best. You get an applause. Thank you so much for being an excellent moderator. Man, so I didn't ask her to do all of these links, but she's awesome, you guys. And I can't do that at the same time. So thank you so much. Wow, I can't even believe that you're helping me like that. That's so sweet. I really appreciate it. Okay, I'm gonna put another one in here. Oops, I don't want to do that. So does anybody, thank you. Does anybody have any questions on making pretty chicken? And I only call it pretty chicken because it's par cooked. So I browned this. There's a video up already that shows how I did this. I did it again, you guys. I overfilled it again. It's this new scoop, and I'm not quite used to it. Let's get this. Okay. So once I debubble these, we'll add more in. That's what the debubblers for. And somebody asked me, oh, the chicken. Yes, Ava has helped me do chicken. Ava is now 14. She has been canning with me since she was, oh my gosh, I want to say 3. Is that right, Ava? Her and her sisters, I think Ava started with, I want to say beans. I might be wrong, but she'll remember. But she can do strawberry jam by herself. With her sister, she can do anything by herself, you guys. And she's 14. She knows how to can. Everything that I do, with my help and my supervision, she could do all of it. And a lot of it by herself. The jams and jellies, she is good. I can use, yeah. Okay, so she said she started gardening at 5. So actually, she started gardening as soon as she could walk. She was like, oh my gosh. I think I took her out in the garden when she was, to, you know, show her everything. I've always shown her everything in my garden. We used to walk around eating everything in the garden. Really cool. Hi, Helen. But yeah, she started gardening really easy. Ava and her sisters now, but especially Ava can tell you what everything is in the garden. And there's a video, an older video, gosh, it goes back 3.5 years now, but it's Ava walking around the garden pointing out everything and what it is. And she knows when things are ripe. She knows when, she knows how to plant things. She's yeah, a video when she was 10. Yes, it was about 3.5 years ago though, babe. I'll be having my channel, it'll be 4 years, I think in June or July is when I started. So getting close to that 4-year mark, and we're going to be celebrating 6,000 subscribers here very soon, doing a 6,000 subscriber giveaway, and I'm going to be giving away some lids too. Okay, so Linda, this is on Amazon, and I'll put a link in it. It is called Progressive. I found this on Amazon, and it matches this ladle, which is also Progressive. And I bought them all separately, but they do come in a set. It's cheaper separately. And then it also has the wand with the magnet on the bottom so you can pick up your lids. So just like that. So you really don't use that a whole lot anymore, because you used to have to boil your lids and soften the seal on them, but they changed that about 2 years ago, I think. Yeah, I think it was 2 years ago where they changed it where you don't have to do that anymore. Okay, so back to doing this chicken. Okay, so Helen said, I'm new to canning and I really want to do chicken. Found your channel while I was watching Heather's channel. Well, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. So ugly chicken is raw packed chicken. I don't have one in front of me. I would have to run and get one out of my cupboard. But ugly chicken, it doesn't look like this in the jars. So you can see the chunks of chicken in the jars. And when you do ugly chicken is just kind of a term that canners use. Because it's raw pack, you know, when you cook raw chicken in a hot pan, it will bunch together and you have to separate it. Well, that's what happens during the canning process as well. So when you do raw packed chicken, which is super simple, and I have a video up about that, several of them, because you just put the chicken in the jar and you put the lid and the ring on it, and that's it. You pressure can it, and that's it. So it's super, super easy. But it does clump together. So when you take it out, it's Ava. It's clumpy and it doesn't look terrific. And some people say it tastes almost has a tuna fish consistency to it. I personally don't think so, but my husband does. So we usually make chicken salad out of that. And Ava will attest to that. The chicken salad comes out really good with ugly chicken. And I use that in casseroles as well, but this chicken, because it's pre-cooked and chunked and browned already, looks awesome in the jar, and it doesn't taste like the other chicken. It tastes like cooked chicken that you just made on the stove, and you can use it in anything at all. So I'm gonna get all this in there. Let's see. I know some people. I know Linda at Linda's Pantry said the same thing, and she's done it both ways. She used to do the raw pack method. I know she hasn't done it in quite a while. So I think she just said in one of her videos that she's going to be doing that pretty soon too. So this is what she used the debubbler for. Okay, let's get over here. So there's a gap right there, and I can probably get it a little bit better once I put some broth in here. But if you just use the end to push it down like this, okay, I might have to take one of these out. And then this side of the debubbler is used, and I know it's hard to see because it's clear. This side is used for headspace. So you want an inch headspace. So you would use this one right here to measure your inch of headspace. So that's what it's used for. And then you quarter inch, eighth inch. That's the best for it. Yes, you can season this. So I'm going to put Italian seasoning in this. There's already some seasoning in the broth, but I am going to put Italian seasoning in it. And I'm going to put a little bit of sea salt in it. So this is broth stock that I made. So it's not salty at all. So I'm going to add a little bit of flavoring to this. And I do that at the end. If you don't have chicken stock, you can also use Better Than Bouillon. I really love that stuff. Instead of the chicken bouillon cubes. That's really good. Okay, so I'm only going to show you guys up to, let's see, just a little bit more. So I think my husband just came home. So, Florida boy, let me tell you something. So pressure canning, the best thing to start pressure canning with is probably meat, because it's your easiest, and you want to probably start with a raw pack, because literally all you do, if I had a raw chicken breast, I would put it inside the jar until it fills the jar. And the rule of thumb, cooked or uncooked chicken, is 1 pound fits into a pint. So I have 10 pounds of chicken here. Some I have used for a dinner. So I might not get 10 jars, but I do have 10 jars here. But all you do is you put your chicken in the jar, your beef in the jar, pork, whatever you want to do, any kind of meat, and you put your lid and your ring on, and then you pressure can it. It's that simple. When you're doing raw meat, all of the meats have their own juice. It makes their own juice, so that it usually, not always, but usually you will have an inch of headspace at the end. Sometime you'll have a little bit less, and some of the chicken is sticking out on top. It doesn't mean that it's bad. It just means that it didn't have enough fat in the meat. You can still use it. It's perfectly fine. The top of that meat might be a little bit dry, but as long as your lid's sealed, you're fine. And I have kept chicken. Well, chicken doesn't usually last too long here, but I think I've had it for maybe about 3 years on the shelf. 3-year-old chicken. I think that's as old as we've gotten for chicken. Okay, let's see. Yeah, you can use a crochet hook. You can use anything except for like a knife. You don't want to use a knife to use the debubbler. you don't want to crack your jars. So once you have all of the broth in here, in your jar, you just want to push down gently and make sure that all of the broth is under the chicken and that you have an inch of headspace. And an easy way to tell an inch of headspace is this line right here. So this has just a little bit too much, and I might have to take out a little bit of chicken. Otherwise it's going to be sticking out as well. And these are big. Some of these chunks I did really, really big. Let's see if I get down there. So we have 11 people in here. I don't know how many thumbs up we have. I can't look, but if you guys would thumbs up the video, I would really appreciate it. Of course, Helen. Yeah, there's a difference in taste a little bit too. Like I said, between raw pack and pre-cooked, there is a difference. And just try both and see what you prefer. You could do them both in the same canner. It's 75 minutes. You could do them both. So try one of each. You can do, I usually, when I don't have a full canner load, I do beans too. I'll run a few jars of beans. If I'm not doing a big load of anything, then if I do vegetables that all have the same processing time, then I'll do a bunch of different vegetables or different foods that all have the same processing time. You're good for that. You can do that. Totally do that. Okay, let's take a little bit out of here. Nope, still. Okay. Oh, is that the video where she's 10, Raven Cat? Did you find it? Ava, I do have the corn cob jelly. Oh, is that? Oh, okay. That's what she's showing you. Okay. Yes. And you know how to make corn cob jelly. So, and that's coming up really soon. So maybe you can help come over and help me do corn cob jelly as soon as corn goes on sale. Yeah, the corn cob jelly, everybody wanted to know how that is. Oh, it's just, okay. Are you going to make it at home? See, corn cob jelly can be water bath canned, so just like other jams and jellies. Okay, let's get this in here. So I've got my canner now. All of this is hot, but my canner is on very, very low. So I'm not worried about this. As long as you start your canner at the same temperature that your products are in, then you're going to be fine. Gosh, this one just doesn't want to cover. Let's see. Oops. Yeah, I'm definitely going to need more. I'm going to have to dip into my onion stock. Okay. Okay. Yeah, you know, if you don't have a canner already, Joe, the canners are expensive right now. The water bath canners, I just went to Walmart yesterday. The water bath canners are still about $22. So maybe I'll give one of those away because I can order that online. I'm going to be giving away lids in our next giveaway too. So maybe I'll give away a water bath canner. We'll look into that and see if I can, as long as I can ship it, then I can give one away. Okay, let's see. Get down there. So does anybody have any questions so far? Or is there anything that anybody would like me to see? Do you want to learn how to can something while I'm live? That's one of the reasons I go live, is to, so many people email me with questions and put questions in the comments, and then they have to wait for an answer, and don't always like to do that. You know, sometimes I can't get to my email right away. Okay, so lids and jars. The jars that you see me using right here, I did a video on that too. I think it's entitled Jar Shortage. Oh, Ava, you have to be a, hang on. You have to be a mod. Hold on, let me see if I can do that. There you go. Okay. Now you can add a link, sweetie. So So the jars I got at Walmart online, had them shipped directly to me. So you can find them on Amazon, but they are super expensive. You can find jars anywhere, but I'm not paying um, price gouging prices for jars. Just not gonna do it. So I got a lot of jars. I've been collecting jars since November of last year. Right around when I got my All-American canner, which I'm going to be doing a video on. I just haven't not had a chance. Let's push this all the way down. There we go. Okay, Ava, which link? You can put a link in there now. I don't know which link you were trying to do. Okay, so what I found for Amazon and for Target, if they have any. Oh, okay. Thank you, Ava. If Target and Walmart have any, do it for pickup and then go pick them up and they'll be ready. And while you're picking up the jars, because it'll probably say it'll limit you to how many you can get. So while you're picking up the jars, go and check out the canning aisle and see if there's not some more jars or lids or other things, pickling salt or whatever that you might need, because there is usually more on the shelf than what they will allow you to buy online. So rags, is that the jars? Are they jars with lids on them? Is it a complete box for $12 to $15 on Facebook? See, I used to get jars for free. Yeah, you can use Classico jars. People used to give them for free because I used to teach the kids how to can, and they thought it was really cool. So I used to get a lot of jars for free. So you can always reuse the jars. It's the lids that you cannot reuse unless you're using Tatler lids. But don't throw away your lids after using anyway. The only lids I throw away are the ones for tomato sauce that I can, and the ones for meat. So I don't reuse those. I don't care if I can wash them or whatever. I don't reuse those. I throw them in the trash. And the only time I reuse the lid is when I'm dehydrating something. That's the only time, that's the only safe time to do it. I know other canners will tell you it's fine. And in an emergency, I will absolutely use my good lids again if I can find any, absolutely. But you really need to check them and make sure that there's enough rubber on there. You want to soak them in hot water to bring the rubber a little bit back to life so that it will seal your jar. So you got to be really careful with what you do if you're going to reuse any kind of lids. But for dehydrating, if you're doing dehydrating and putting it in a jar like I do, then that's fine. You can absolutely reuse a lid. And the lids that I reuse are my vegetable lids and my jams and jelly. That's what I will do. Okay. Let's see. So rings. So I found boxes of rings and lids together at Walmart as well. When I went to Walmart yesterday, I did buy a couple boxes of just lids that I'm going to be giving away in the next the 6,000 subscriber giveaway. I am going to be giving away some lids. But they did have rings and lids there, and they weren't expensive. I just have enough. I'm trying to get small things that I could mail out to you guys to make it easy on me. Oh, okay. Hi, Lissa. Lissa is my other granddaughter. I have 4 granddaughters and 2 grandsons. And all 3 older girls know how to can. Lissa also knows how to can, and the other one is Chelsea, and she knows how to can as well. She likes to make beans, fill the jar with beans, and she, I think they all like to disintegrate the strawberries when we make strawberry jam, and blueberries for blueberry jam, which I'm going to be doing next week, you guys. Next week is jam week. And I've already got the jars for that too. And I did find those online at Walmart, and I picked those up. So let's see, I'm not going to be, oh, there's a big gap down there. Gosh, I can't get it. Let's see. Nope, can't get it. Let's put some stuff in there. Okay, Raven Cat, I found lids and shipping them to another homestead. I just have to go to the post office. Yeah, that's me too. I have to get to the post office to mail a bunch of stuff. So if you haven't got your prizes yet, that means they are being shipped. Yeah, a lot of places. So I live near the beach in Ventura County, and a lot of places here, I would say most everywhere here, stocks jars and lids and everything, all canning supplies year round, because we have our own little microclimate, and it's really easy. It's really easy to grow anything here. So that'll be my next video too, because I'll be starting the garden. I'm gonna go get some tomato plants tomorrow, and I have lots and lots of seeds to show you guys. Okay, I'll be filling this. I've been buying a lot of gardening supplies. You want to make jam at the same time, Helen? Is that what you want me to do? We can absolutely do that. I could do a live with jam. Yeah, jam is pretty easy. I probably will be doing, I want to say I'm going to be doing blueberry, but I'm going to be doing strawberry jam as well. And I will be doing that next week. Let me do a video telling you guys exactly when I'm going to do it, so that you can go out and buy stuff if you want to can. We could do a canning session live. Yeah, absolutely. It's very, very easy. Have you ever made jam before, or is this going to be your first time? So does anybody else want to do a live jam session? Not music, but making jam. Because I will be happy to do that. First time. Okay. Make sure you have enough sugar. You'll need probably about 6 cups of sugar for either strawberry or blueberry, and a box of pectin. You're going to need pectin. You can get the low sugar pectin if you want. Oh, Ava, you're right. That would even be better, huh? I could do that too. Yeah, beginner's guide to making jam would be awesome. Yes, Ava, I have thought about that, one-on-one lessons. Yeah. And the whole reason I started doing YouTube, you guys, was because I had people coming over and I was teaching them, and then a lot of people wanted to come over and teach them, learn how to make things. So somebody suggested to me, why don't you do YouTube? Then you can reach a lot of other people as well. And Heather was one that inspired me. Linda at Linda's Pantry inspired me to start a channel. So I did. And it's been really fun. I've met the best people, especially after what happened to Heather, you guys. This community is amazing. It's so warm and so welcoming. It's just amazing. But yes, I can do one-on-one lessons through Zoom. I think I would need my granddaughter to show me how to do that maybe, but I absolutely can do that. Yeah, I think we can get one more jar. You can come help. That would be awesome. I would love you to come help. Okay, let's see. Oh, maybe I'm not going to get this. Let's see. I might have to take a little bit out. Here, let me break these. Hold on. Okay, that's get in there. Okay. Yes, Ava, you can absolutely help. And I know Lisa and Chelsea probably want to help too. But you can help me do a Zoom. Okay, Helen, it sounds really good. I will definitely do that. Do you want to do blueberry or strawberry, Helen? Which one do you want to do? I know blueberries here right now are on sale at Vaughn's, which is Safeway or Kroger here in California. And I want to say they're $2.88 for 18 ounces, which is the big one, the big container. Blueberry? Okay. Yep, we could do blueberry. I will get blueberries. Maybe we could do that on Monday. We could do a Monday blueberry jam day. A little bit more of those in. Yeah, that sounds really good. I've wanted to do live canning sessions. What I'm doing is I'm taking a couple of the pieces that are up above the stock line and trying. I don't know if I'm going to make that one. I want it to be full. I want each jar to have a good pound in it. Let's see. Sure. Okay, let me start debubbling these guys. Let me put the stock in here. So I guess I did have just enough stock, which is pretty cool. I only had 2 quarts of stock. And I actually, that's all I have. It'd be really cool. Okay, so let's see. Short video with what you would need to make jam. Yes, absolutely. That's what I mean. I will do that, tell you guys what you need and when we'll be doing that. So watch for a video because they would be, I could get blueberries probably on Saturday or Sunday, and then we can make them on Monday or Tuesday, but I will let you guys know everything you need. But like I said, you are going to need sugar, a box of pectin per how many cups you need. Let me see if I could find one of my canning things here. Or I could just open a box of pectin. I guess that would be easier too. And I can tell you guys if, hang on one second. Okay, so here's my box of pectin. I have a few of these. I always have them. In the inside, hi, Allie. Allie, Ava is my granddaughter. That's Ava, that's in the videos. Ava, Allie has been with me since I started this channel. Okay, so yes, this is pretty chicken. Absolutely. Oh, I'm not gonna, what am I doing? I'm so tired, you guys. So I got my COVID shot yesterday, my first shot. And I was so exhausted this morning. I'm really happy I got it. But just so exhausted and kind of achy a little bit this morning, and had not chills. I felt kind of cold and just blah all morning. And I knew I had to get this done today, so I got up and I figured better do this. So, because I was supposed to do the chicken yesterday and I was running around trying to get a shot, so didn't do it. Okay, so let's get to jam. So for blueberries, let's see, blueberries, you need 12 cups of berries. Here, let's go with the ingredients when they're chopped. So you need 3 3/4 cups of chopped blueberries. You're going to need 1/4 cup of fresh, it says fresh lemon juice. Usually Usually you're not supposed to use the fresh lemon juice. You're supposed to use bottled lemon juice because it has a consistent acidity in it, and you're going to be water bath canning this. So I would use bottled lemon juice is fine because you don't always know the acid pH level of the lemons that you're going to be using, whether they be fresh off your tree or from a supermarket. So I would go with bottled lemon juice. You could buy those little bottles. I always buy the big bottles. If you have an Aldi, they have lemon and lime juice. And I'll show you exactly what I do here. So this is what I use. And I know Ava will recognize this because she's made lemonade out of this before. So I go through a lot of this when I'm canning. This is what I use to can almost everything. Yes, you can use Pomonas. I have used it a long time ago. I've only been able to find it one time. But yes, if you have Pomona pectin, that is amazing. You don't need to add any sugar to it. It's strictly the fruit. If you can get it, it's a little bit more expensive, but oh my gosh, it's so good. And if you don't want too much sugar, there is a low sugar pectin that you can get as well. Where have you found the pectin? Allie, where have you got it online? You know what? I've never even looked online, I don't think. Okay, so for blueberries. Okay, so you need 6 cups of sugar and a cup of water for blueberries. And then when we do strawberries, you're gonna need 5 3/4 cups of crushed strawberries, a 1/4 cup of lemon juice, and 8 1/2 cups of sugar. So that has a lot of sugar as well. So if you want to get the low sugar, I believe it's only 3 or 4 cups of sugar for the low sugar. Okay. Okay, bye, sweetie. Thank you for stopping in. Bye, Lissa. You too. Love you guys. That was so special, you guys. So special to have my girls. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't have an electric water bath canner. I have the Instapot, and I've had a lot of people ask me if you can use the Instapot for canning. No, please don't use your Instapot for canning. I don't care if it says you can can with it. You can't regulate the pressure. Oh, come on. So you can't regulate the pressure for the Instapot, so you don't know what pounds of pressure that you're canning if you're pressure canning. Water bath canning is different. I don't know that you can water bath can with that though, but there is an electric ball canner that you can use. I haven't used that one either. Okay, let's see. I think I have all of this in here. Bye, Ava. Okay, this one needs some more broth. A little bit more. Okay, so we're only going to be on here for a couple more minutes. I'm just going to show you how to do this toward the end. Just let me get some broth in these so that everything's covered. Okay. And again, it doesn't have to be all the way covered. As long as you have your inch of headspace and as long as you have debubbled, then you're fine. And I like to go down all 4 sides of my jar to debubble, and see there's this piece that's coming out here. Let's see if I cut it. Let me bring it over here. Okay, so I'm going to put this in here. And then this piece, I'm going to put it here. I think that would be enough. Okay, there we go. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to dry my hands. I'll wash and dry my hands. I'm going to put a little bit of Italian seasoning on. It is easy. It's really easy. Once you start canning, especially meats are just so easy. So I'm just putting a little teeny bit of Italian seasoning in these, in each one. And then this is non-iodized salt. Make sure your salt does not have iodine in it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so Allie's talking about hangover souffle. You don't need an event. Just make a smaller one. Make a smaller version of it for like brunch or something. We make that year round. I don't like to wait for that either. You know what? Yes, I can do super chats for Heather, or you can Venmo me. It'd be easier because, oops, YouTube takes 30% of what you give. So for every dollar, they take 30 cents. So if you want to Venmo it to me or PayPal it to me, if Ravencat can post those in there again, then I will give the whole amount because I have a business account. It doesn't charge me anything. Yeah, this is actually sea salt. This is actually sea salt, guys. And it's non-iodized sea salt. I have to have rice in there because, again, I live at the beach and it gets humid. It's humid here year round. Very, very rarely it's not. Okay. Not all canners use sea salt, no. Thank you, Ravencat. Cecilia, I just want to call you Cecilia, so because I know your name and you've got it on there, so it's just easier. It's more personable. Canners use sea salt in pickling and things like that. It's like a pickling salt. A chunkier version, I want to say, coarser version of coarser kind of salt. But when you're canning anything, just make sure that it's non-iodized. You can use it if it's regular table salt, but you'll get whatever you're canning, say green beans in water, is going to come out really, really, really clear. If you put sea salt in it, it's going to come out cloudy. So that's the difference. It makes it cloudy. Oh, thank you, Cecilia. Okay, so I'm dipping in vinegar and a towel, and I'm just going to go over the rims and wipe it down. So the reason that you do this is because you want to get any debris that's left on the rims. It's another time to check to make sure that you don't have any cracks in your jar, because that will prevent it'll prevent your jar from sealing. And also, if you touch it with your fingers, even for a second, your fingers have oils on them, or maybe juice from the broth or the chicken or whatever, and that will prevent a good seal as well. So you want to do everything possible after you put all this work and money into your food. You want to make sure that it's not going to not seal. So that's really important. Yes, I have canned beets, and I am going to be canning beets when my beets come in the garden. I love canned beets, and I've been buying it at the store, which I think that's the only vegetable that I buy at the store right now. I don't buy anything at the store, you guys. I can about 80% of our food. Meat, organic chicken, organic beef. I do get beef at Costco, and I can that. But yeah, make sure the whole reason I can is because I want to know where my food is coming from. So in order to do that, and I want to know what goes in it. That's why I can. That's like the main reason. I have not pickled my beets, no, but it's really easy. If you're new at canning, one of the best things to start with are pickles. Or tomatoes, just canned tomatoes. And I will be doing tomatoes again. I just did a bunch of tomatoes. Oh, usually I do tomatoes gosh, 200 pounds of tomatoes every Labor Day. We go to a local farm that has organic tomatoes. Let me get these out of the way. And we pick them ourselves. In fact, my granddaughters come with me, with my husband and me, and we pick about 200 pounds to 250 pounds of Roma tomatoes, and then we can them. Take the skins off, we can them, and then I dehydrate the skins and make tomato powder. Oh, you have an All-American? Oh, that is so good. I know when, so Allie bought an All-American canner. I just bought mine. Oh, thank you, Cecilia. I just bought my All-American canner. I'm not using it right now, actually, but it was, I got it at a normal price, which was like, I want to say maybe $3.39, $3.29, $3.39, something like that. But it was very difficult to find it in stock when I got it. I got it around, I think January, or well, maybe December. I haven't even used it yet. I want to do a whole video on all of that, and then can with it. And I've got to start it with the Vaseline and all that. So I haven't done it yet. It's still sitting in the box in my living room. So, but I know I'm going to love it. So I'm just using I think it's I always get them mixed up. I think it's a Miro. It's either a Miro or a Presto canner. One of those. Okay. But the All-American is going to be amazing. And I'm going to show you guys how to can and everything, with the All-American. It's really good. Okay. So that's what the chicken is going to look like. It has the herbs in there and some salt and then fresh chicken stock. Okay. Oops. Okay. So I am going to put these in a canner. Hang on 1 second. Make sure it's not too hot. Because it's taken so long to get those done, I need to put a little bit of cooler water in it. Because the one thing I don't want is jar breakage. Okay, so I'm going to put one of these in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I got 7 plants. So for my canner, and I know the All-American, you put 3 inches of water at the bottom of your canning pot, your pressure canner. Always put the rest of your vinegar that you use. You don't have to waste it. Just put it in your canner. That will prevent, if you have hard water. Thank you for your compliment. So if you have hard water, the vinegar prevents your water from coming out super cloudy. And if you have water anything like us, if I forget to put vinegar in my water, the vinegar, the jars come out completely white. The whole lid is white. The jars will come out white and have this powdery yuck on it. It's pretty disgusting. So always put vinegar in your water, and you don't have to put a lot in there. You can put, I usually put 1/4 cup in there because I use the rest of this. But you can put just a few teaspoons. You don't need a lot of vinegar. Just make sure that you have vinegar in your water. Okay, let's see. Couple more. So do we have any questions? So wouldn't you know it, I need my second rack. So I have 2 jars to put on my second rack in the pressure canner, but that's fine. So I'm just gonna let it sit right there. It's on low. Let me put this in my canner. Okay. And this is the weight that goes on my canner, on the Miro that I have, not the All-American, that's a little bit different. And my de-bubbler again. So any other questions, you guys? Yeah, if you forget the water in your canner, it's easy enough to clean them, and you clean your jars anyway, especially if you're doing like a spaghetti sauce or something like that. You're going to have a little bit of siphonage come out. The food, the seal, you're only sealing it finger tight. So what you're doing is you're not torquing it down, you're just sealing it finger tight. And underneath this lid, there's air and liquid that can get through it during the process, during the canning process. And sometimes you will have a little bit of siphoning come out, and that's normal. What you don't want is when you're making like spaghetti sauce or something, especially, you can see it, you don't want you to open your canner and the water be all red like the spaghetti sauce. That either means that you had a jar bottom out, breakage, or you had a lot of siphoning. And I did that quite a bit when I first started canning. So the reason it does that is that your gas is not regulated. Your gas is too high or it's too low when you're doing the process. That will cause siphoning. So as you learn to can, you'll learn how to do that a little bit better. So when you have a weight on your canner, and the All-American is the same, it has a weight and a gauge, you want this to jiggle 3 to 4 times a minute. That's it. You don't want a constant jiggling. And also when you're pressure canning, make sure that you vent your canner for a full 10 minutes. So that means venting is when the steam starts to come out at a steady rate without the weight on it, and you let that steam for 10 full minutes. It's getting all the air out of your pressure canner. It's building up pressure. After 10 minutes, you want to put the weight on it. And then for chicken, it's 75 minutes. So, or an hour and 15 minutes. Meats, it's the same processing time for all meats. But yeah, back to cleaning the jars. You always clean your jars because of the siphoning issue, like I said. But you always, if you forget the vinegar, take a cloth, like a dish towel like this with vinegar, and soak the cloth in vinegar and just wipe it down after they cool for 24 hours. Don't do it right away, because you want to take your ring off when you do that. This way you can get all around the outside of the rim as well, because there's going to be all food on the outside of the rim. And as long as there's not too much food, you'll have a good seal, as long as it didn't siphon too much. Remember to take your rings off after 24 hours. Do not store your jars with the rings on. That can cause a false seal. So if I have food in this jar like this, and I put another jar on top of it, another small jar, say, or even like this, if this jar for some reason doesn't seal, and this jar is on top of it, this jar may have come unsealed at some time and resealed itself, but I wouldn't know that because this jar is on top of it holding it down. And that bubble's that's gonna be down, because it's gonna look like it's sealed because of the pressure. So you don't want to store your jars with your rings on. You always take them off. You can store them in a box with a cardboard over it, and then put another box on top of that. You can do that. I don't recommend doing that, but you can do that. if you have to. Allie, yeah, I have to go back. I believe, I don't have the paper in front of me. I believe it is April. Oh my gosh. I think it's like 3 weeks from now. It's April something or other. April 10th, I want to say. Something like that, that I have to go back for the shot. So not really looking forward to it, but I am feeling a lot better now than I was this morning. I have a slight headache right now, but yeah, that's it. So I think I'm good. And I've been drinking a lot of water all day. So, okay, so everything is in the canner. Let me take you guys over here real quick. I'll show you my canner. The jars in here. So I only have these 2 jars on the top, and then the other 5 are on the bottom. So what I'm doing is the gas is on very low because it took me so long to get these ready. I don't want these jars. They're kind of just heating up. So what I'm going to do is let them heat up probably another 5 minutes or so. This is pretty hot. And it's on low. So I'm going to let them heat up, and then I'm going to put the lid on it, which is right here. So I'm going to wait just another couple minutes. Actually, I could do it this way. I can just let it sit there like that, and then I'll tighten it. And like I said, vent it. And on this particular canner, this button right here comes up, and it will let you know when the pressure's built up, but you still want the steam to come out of here for a full 10 minutes and time it. It's very, very important. Very important. Okay. Somebody just tried to call me. Okay, so back over here. Okay. Oh, 21 days. So Jack is my husband, guys. Say hi. Yeah, 21 days for shot. Okay. I start with cold water, Helen, if I am raw packing, not if I'm hot packing. Everything was hot when I started this, but because it took me so long to do this, because we've been on here for over an hour. So because it took me so long to show you guys and answer questions and stuff, I'm letting it just kind of heat just very slowly. Because if I don't, then I'm going to have a jar bottom out, and I'm going to lose my food, and I don't want to do that, because you put a lot of time, you buy the meat, you put a lot of time and effort into everything, and you don't want it ruined, right? So yeah, you want to be really careful. And yes, Florida Boy, yeah, it's the Miro 22 quart. I absolutely love it. I was going to buy another one for a friend of mine, and I wound up getting a Tefal, which I didn't care for. And I gave her that one, and she absolutely loves that. But I wouldn't mind another Miro 22 quart either. But I just saw them on Amazon for like $169. And I think I've had this one, I want to say 13 years, about 13 or 14 years. And I absolutely love it. I wanted the all-American canner, to just to make it last, because that is an heirloom canner. I mean, the Miros lasted me too, but the all-American, you buy once, it's a one-time purchase, and you can pass it down to your grandkids and their grandkids. As long as they take care of it, it will work for a very long time. The shelf life of chicken, I would say, is about 5 years. It's probably longer than that. We've had chicken that we've eaten that was at least 3 years old. I do use it a lot, so it doesn't really last that long. Now that there's just 2 of us in the house, it probably will. But you want to rotate your food. So you take the older stuff, the older food, and put it in the back, and then the new stuff in the front of your cupboard. Oh, there's something I want to show you guys too that my husband got me. Let's see. I don't know if you guys can see that, but he got me one of these, well, 2 of them actually. but it has my channel name on it. Isn't that cool? So if we can figure out how to get these for less, this is something else that I'd like to have part of my channel. So any other questions? I'm going to put the lid on my canner all the way, tighten it down. I'm still going to leave it on low. Yes, we are going to do a video for 6,000 subscribers. I'm not sure when it's going to be, but I will be giving away a couple of my De-Bubblers and some canning lids and probably another couple of canning books. Well, Allie, we can do Zoom. I can teach you on Zoom. You just got to tell me what you want to learn. I've been thinking about that. And Ava, Ava has told me the last time I saw her a couple weeks ago, she asked me why we weren't, why I wasn't doing Zoom lessons, because it's real time, and I mean, this is real time too, but Zoom is more personal, and I would really like to do that, because this way I can personalize it and teach you exactly what you want to know, exactly what you want to learn, do it with you every step of the way. So if that's something that you guys want to do, then just, let me know. You can leave it in the comment section of this video when it's up, and also let me know what you want to see canned, what you want to learn how to can on YouTube. Yes, Cecilia, I gave away 3 canning books in the 5,000 subscriber video, my 5,000 subscriber giveaway. And one was the canning Bible, that I call the canning Bible, and then there was a dehydrating book, and maybe it was 4 books, I think, and then there was two other books. So books are easy for me to do because I get them on Amazon and ship them directly to you. So that's what I'm really looking for. Yes, jam is the least scary. If you're just learning to can, if you have a water bath canner, I would say the best thing to start with is jam and pickles. Pickles are super easy and they're fun to do, and they last about a year. It's super easy. My grandkids have done that with me, pickles. I think that was one of the first things besides jam and beans that Ava started with me. But yeah, pickles are amazing. Easy. So are tomatoes. So when Roma tomatoes come in season, and I know that they've been on sale quite a bit, but when they come in season, we can do a canning video together. But I do have canning videos. I just did tomatoes, Roma canning, probably 2 or 3 weeks ago. It wasn't too long ago. And I didn't do that many. Yes, I am going to be doing a live canning blueberry jam either on Monday or Tuesday, and I will come on and I will give you guys ingredients that you need and let you know exactly what time it is. And I'm Pacific time, I'm in California, so that you can plan for that. That's going to be really fun. So any other questions, you guys? About anything. It doesn't have to be about the chicken or, whatever. I hope so, Allie. I am going to grow San Marzano tomatoes, San Marzano tomatoes, 2 different kinds of Romas, and oh gosh, all kinds of cherry tomatoes. In fact, I'll show you guys. So these are my tomatoes that I picked out of the garden. Here, like I said, we can grow things year round. So my tomatoes, my zucchini just died, my last zucchini plant, but it's because we were cleaning out the garden and I accidentally snapped the long zucchini stem. So that was my fault. So yeah, we've had these all winter long, these tomatoes. These are all my cherry tomatoes, but all winter long we've been getting these tomatoes. These are black cherry tomatoes. I have grape tomatoes. I have sun gold, which are my favorite. This is a sun gold pear tomato that kind of started to go into a pear, but not quite. But the black cherry ones are super good. They are so good, you guys. Really, really good. Yeah, the sun gold, these are sun gold. We call these Chelsea tomatoes because my youngest, not my youngest granddaughter anymore, one of my granddaughters, when she was born, was in the NICU for a while. And when she was there, my sun gold tomatoes were blossoming. They were growing. So Ava and Lissa called them, she started calling them Chelsea tomatoes. And it just kind of stuck. So now the girls ask me, Nana, do we have any Chelsea tomatoes? And they'll go in the garden and they like to just walk in the garden. They eat tomatoes, they'll eat spinach. They pick the peas and eat those. Anything that's edible. We used to have days where we just went into the garden in the morning and literally kind of ate our way through the garden for breakfast, you know, like a pre-breakfast or whatever. And we just had a blast. That was the best memories with my granddaughters when they were small, is having them and walking through the garden with them and having them point out, you know, what everything is, and teaching them that they were babies and that we couldn't pick these yet, you know. So, and that was kind of hard when they were little because all of them would pick green tomatoes and bring them to me and, you know, really excited, look, Nana, what I found, look what I got. And yeah, it's they've come a long way. So, and my grandson, my oldest grandson, did the same thing. He's gosh, he's a handful, but he's so awesome. He's just learning. He's such a sweetheart. And but I haven't had the time with him that I had with the girls, so he doesn't know a whole lot about the garden yet, but I'm hoping maybe this summer he does. So yeah, Al, you've been here for all of that. You've been with me since the beginning. Yeah, I used to put the girls in the videos all the time because I had them all the time. I was watching them, so it was really cool. Okay, so Wascally Rabbit. I'm new to canning, have only one batch session of ugly chicken under my belt. Due to stomach issues and being single, I need to do small portions. I used quarter pint jars to do my chicken. Like half pint jars? Is that what you used? So these, you probably used a jelly jar. 3 levels in my canner. No, as long as you can, your water bath, or you're not water bath canning, your pressure canning. It should be fine as long as the pressure stays high enough, as long as you can keep that pressure with all 3 of the levels. Smaller than this, I wouldn't go any smaller than a jelly jar. Not for meats. Jams and jellies are fine, but this is a half pint and this is a pint. So this holds a pound. This would hold a half a pound of chicken. So I wouldn't go any smaller than a half pint if you're canning meat. Thank you, Helen. Stay tuned. Put your notifications on so that you get notified, and you can email me anytime at thecanningnana@gmail.com. And same goes for anybody. I will answer all the emails. I get emails there all the time. Yeah, you can ask any questions there, or you can leave them in the comment section anytime. Okay, Wascally Rabbit. So let's see. Yeah, the only issue that I see is with a smaller jar than this. I wouldn't go any farther, or oh my gosh, I'm gonna blame this on the vaccine, you guys. Okay, so don't go any smaller than a half pint with meat. I wouldn't. These are meant for jelly, and the smaller jars are meant for jelly. Those are only 2-ounce jars, I think. I hope that's not what you're using as a 2-ounce jar. Um, let's see. Let me show you. Okay, so this is a 2-ounce. That's a 4-ounce. And then this is an 8-ounce. So what I'm doing right now is chicken in an 8-ounce jar. So, well, you may not have any problems. You're not going to fit that much chicken in there. This is what you're using? This one? Okay. So you're not stacking them right on top of each other when you can, right? Yeah, 2 ounces. That's a little small for doing meat. I would do it, personally, I would do it in a half pint. And then once you cook it, you can freeze the rest. If you have a food saver or a Ziploc bag, you can freeze the rest of that chicken, and then use it. And then you can cut it in portions that way. But I would can it in a half pint. That's just me, my preference, the way I learned. These 2-ounce jars are for jelly or dehydrating, like I have in here, some peppers. I would get some jelly jars and just freeze the portion that you're not using, that that's unused. I would do that because the meat is cooking. When you pressure can it, the meat is cooking, so it's just like freezing. It's just like freezing fresh cooked meat. In the smaller jars, yes, because you're not going to be canning it for, you can't can this for 75 minutes because it's too much. So the canning, let me get a jar. Okay, so the canning times for pints for chicken is 75 minutes. The canning time for a quart of chicken or any meat is 90 minutes. So the times vary. Just, yeah, I do not, Allie. No, I would like one, but I don't have one. So these are all the different size jars. And if you're canning chicken, how long are you canning the 2-ounce jars for? Because that's going to make a difference. Yeah, you're going to overcook it, and I would think it would be super rubbery. So these are all the different sizes of the jars. Let's put them back here. And then there's half pint or a half gallon, but you don't want to can anything in those besides maybe juice. Use the time for pints. Yeah, so the time, so you're canning this small jar for the time it would take this small jar. So you're doing a 2-ounce jar for the time it would take an 8-ounce jar to cook. So it'd probably be overcooked, I would think. Are you raw packing it or cooking chunks? Because I wouldn't raw pack in a small jar like this either. Yeah, the time for pints. So you're cooking this for 75 minutes. And that's what it takes for this. So that's a big difference. Yeah, I would, and you did three different levels. How many jars did you do? That's a lot of jars. To save yourself money, I would get the jelly jars. And you can can for 75 minutes, the same time as this. And it'll come out okay. I would do the pre-browning if you're using this and not the raw pack. But I'm pretty sure that they're gonna be pretty rubbery if you've done it in that. And it'll save you time doing it in these jars. It'll save you money because you won't be having to buy 3 dozen of these jars. And this holds a half pound of meat. So chicken or beef or anything, pork, anything like that. Yeah, open a jar and email me or comment in this video and let me know how it turned out. I'm curious. I've never canned meat in this size, but I've been advised not to when I was learning. I would look at the canning sites for your state and see what they suggest, or maybe call them. You can even call Ball or Kerr and ask them what they would recommend. But I'm pretty sure they're going to tell you that these jars are only for jams and jellies. Yeah, let me know how it came out though, because I'm curious. Okay, let me turn up my canner real quick. Okay, hopefully, while I'm answering some more, yeah, you're welcome. While I'm answering a little bit more questions, hopefully this will be venting, and I can show you guys what venting is. I just don't want to put it too high too soon. So normally when you do a hot pack, everything's nice and hot, your water's nice and hot in your canner, and so you don't have to wait this long. I'm turning the gas up super slow because everything had cooled off. So it's still hot packing. Everything was hot when I put it in the jars, but it just, answering questions just took me a little bit longer. So I don't want my jars to bottom out and break. So I'm just slowly putting the gas up on the stove. And the canner is hot. So once it comes up to, starts to come up to temperature, it's going to start to steam. And hopefully I can let you guys see what that sounds like. And then you just remember to vent it or steam it, and do that for 10 minutes before you put the weight on. Make sure before you put the weight on. And this is 10 pounds weight, but this is for my altitude, and I'm pretty much at sea level where I am. If you're above 1,000 feet, you want to go up to 15 pounds. If you're above that, you want to look in a canning book or check out online what your pressure should be for your altitude. These jars, Florida Boy, these ones, the 2 ounce. So there's other jars that kind of look like this. Let me see if I can find one. Okay, so there's jars that kind of look like that, and this is a 1/2 pint jar. This is this, okay? So even though it's a little bit bigger, so this is the jar, the size I would can fish in, or meat. This is what I would start to do, but I definitely wouldn't recommend these. So I have canned chicken soup, actually. Well, vegetable soup. Let's see. Okay, let's show you guys this. So these, okay, so that's beef. That is beef stew meat that I did. This is from Costco, and this is raw packed. This is my vegetable soup. I don't know if you guys can see that. This came out delicious, and I made vegetable stock first, and then I made it into vegetable soup. Added vegetables to it. This is so good. Yes, these are made by Anchor Hawking. Yes, these are the size that you can fish in and up. So up to, I don't know if you could do them in a quart, depending on the fish. I would do pints or half pints like these. Yeah, definitely. I love these jars. I do a lot of jams and jellies in these that I give away. And then this is the other chicken. This is not ugly chicken, but this is just par cooked a little bit and not browned. So you can see the different chunks. That's what that looks like right there. Let me see if I can find a can of chicken. Raw pack. I think I have one. I'm gonna have to do a video on all of my stuff that I have again. Let's see. Okay, so this is ugly chicken. This is raw packed chicken, and if you can see, it's all kind of molded together, just like that. So it's not chunked, it just kind of molded together, and it doesn't look great. And it comes out more, like my husband says, like with the texture of chicken, kind of. I don't think so. Whenever I would take the kids out to the zoo or the park or something, we would make chicken salad out of this or bring canned hot dogs with us. And they like the chicken just fine. I like it just fine. But if you're going to make tacos or a casserole, you can shred the chicken when it's in chunks a lot easier than you can when it's raw packed like this. So if you're in a hurry, your freezer breaks or something like that, you don't have enough of time to save all of your meat by par cooking it, certainly do it like this, raw pack it, just put it in a jar, put a lid on it, pop it into the pressure canner. That's one good thing. No, it's pretty molded. it's yeah, not moldy, it's molded. It's all jumbled together. That's what I meant, not moldy. I recently did a video on when not to eat your canned food, and that showed mold because I was going through a bunch of jars that I was emptying all of the food out of, and there was mold in these jars. So not all of them were mine. Some of these were given to me a long time ago. They've been sitting in my garage. I still have jars out there that I need to just dump all the food and get rid of. Melded, there you go, melded together. Thank you, Wascally Rabbit. But yeah, go watch that video, you guys. It's when not to eat your canned food. It'll show you old food, or when something doesn't seal right, possibly because they were stacked and they didn't catch the seal resealing, which is most likely. But yeah, there's certain times you don't want to eat your canned food, or if you're given food by somebody you know or don't know, I should say. If you don't know how they can, or if you think they don't know what they're doing, don't eat the food. When in doubt, throw it out. Just remember that. So, okay. Well, welcome, Mom to Charlie. Oh, see, I have been wanting to can figs. Just figs. I love figs. Where's my bag? I've been eating figs today. Oh man, where is don't know where my figs went. But I've been eating figs this morning, all morning. Dried figs, not regular figs yet. Thank you, Cecilia. Yes, that's a really good video to watch. There's also, I have a video too on why you take the rings off and why you don't stack your jars. That's probably a year old. Dehydrated eggplant and zucchini. I don't have any dehydrated eggplant. I do have dehydrated zucchini. I'll have to add that to my list. I don't have that much dehydrated zucchini. But that's something that I'll put on my list, Allie. Thank you. Yes, canned pears are delicious. Peaches, all the fruits, and that's something you just need a water bath canner for. You don't need a pressure canner. You just need a water bath canner. So you can do tomatoes. These are the easiest ones. So tomatoes are easy when you're first starting, just with a water bath canner. Pickles are good. Jams and jellies or canned fruits. If you're doing peaches, apple pie filling, pears, you can can oranges. Oh gosh, any other fruit. I have a loquat tree out here that I'm going to try to make jam out of. Depends on how many I get this year. And I want to do fig jam too. So all of that is water bath. It's a high enough acidity, and you also add usually a half teaspoon to a teaspoon of lemon juice. That's where this bottle comes in handy. Again, you want to have lemon juice on hand because you put anything in your water bath canner that may or may not, it just may not have enough acidity. Even tomatoes, you would think tomatoes have a lot of acidity in it, and some tomatoes just don't. So you want to make sure that your acidity level is high enough where they can be safely water bath canned. So you have to be really careful with canning. You're literally, I mean, I feed my family. I've been doing this for a long time, and literally you have people's lives in your hands in these jars. So you really have to know, and you really have to be certain and confident in what you're doing. So the first few times that you can, is going to be a little bit scary, but you'll do it. Just, watch my videos, watch Heather's videos, and there's so many other canners out there. Watch videos, do a lot of research before you start, and then start canning. That is my best recommendation that I can give you, is just do a lot of research before you start, especially pressure canning. And again, the easiest things to pressure can, if you're starting to pressure can, are meats, and it would be raw pack meat. Oh, thank you, Mom to Charlie. Yeah, I've been following Heather for about 10 years, and she's one of my biggest inspirations, and one of the reasons I started my channel almost 4 years ago. So she's great. And well, I know there's only 13 of you guys in here, but please, please, please watch her videos. Just let them run. If you can't donate, then just let her videos run, and that helps her channel and it gives her revenue. So just put her playlist on, and let's help her, let's help her get to $1 million. That's my goal, and a lot of the other sister and brother canners that we have here on YouTube in our community. That's our goal right now, is to get her family to $1 million. And I don't know what she's at right now. I haven't looked, probably in a few hours. The last time I looked, she was at $526,000, I think, I want to say. But I'm not certain. I've contacted Mothers Against Drunk Driving. I've contacted the major news outlets. Gosh, so many people. Twitter, people that I know on Twitter and Instagram and stuff like that, and Facebook, and been sharing, and words getting out there about her and her tragedy. And I'm keeping, staying in the loop with her, and it's hard. It's just really hard. But yeah, love Heather to death. She's amazing. She's just amazing. And yeah, it is amazing how the YouTube community has reached out like this and helped her. And there's a playlist, I believe it's on Heather's channel now, that has everybody, all of our canners that have made videos to promote her story and bring awareness to her. They made they made a playlist. So one of her people made a playlist. I'm going to be adding it to my channel too. I just haven't had a chance to do that yet. But yeah, if you can't donate to their GoFundMe, and they only have that one GoFundMe, you guys, there's been I can't even believe it, but there's been people that have made fake GoFundMes in Heather's name with her pictures and everything, and are collecting money. So the only official one, I have it in the link to my video where I first brought it to light of what happened in my channel list, and it's also in her description box of her channel where she tells what happened. Her son Jake made the GoFundMe. That's the only official one, the only one. So yeah, and I'm also raising money with my Avon sales and my Herbalife sales, and then my De-Bubblers. So if y'all want to help that way, please do donate directly to her. Yeah, we got to get her to $1 million. We really do. It's one less thing that she needs to worry about. Bye, Allie. Thank you so much for being here. Okay, so my pot is almost at the venting stage. Okay, so I'll take you guys over here again. Okay, so this is what we want it to look like. So it needs to do that for 10 minutes. Let's fix this. Okay. So that's a steady stream. I don't know if you guys can see that. There you go. Now you can see it. Steady stream for 10 minutes, and I started my timer. As soon as this has vented for 10 straight minutes, I will put my weight on, which is this. And then I will start the timer for 75 minutes. And after that, I will let it cool down naturally. This little button will come up in just a few minutes, hopefully. Sometimes it's getting stuck on me a little bit. Once this comes up though, and it vents for 10 minutes, I put the weight on. After the 75 minutes, I will let it cool down naturally. Loosen the lid once this little bubbler comes down the way it is now. And then let it sit there and just cool down a little bit with the lid just popped a little bit for maybe 5 minutes, and then open it all the way and take the jars out. You don't want to let the jars sit in your hot canner, or let the jars sit in there while the canner is cooling. Here, let me get this. I can't see. The canned chicken will last at least 5 years or longer. Mine, I've used up to 3 years. I know other canners have used it up to 10 years. As long as you can it fine. There has been jars open that are 30 and 40 years old, and the food inside them, while they have lost a little bit of the nutrition value, are still perfectly good to eat. So, and once this is done, because I'm not going to keep you guys on here, obviously, and I've got dinner to do too. Once this is all done, I'll do a short video on how the chicken came out and show you all that and what it looks like. Bye, Waskley. Yeah, chicken lasts, any canned food. I have green beans in my cupboard that are in quart jars that I have had since 2016, I think. And I opened one not very long ago, probably about 5 or 6 months ago. Perfectly fine. Same with all of the vegetables except for corn. I don't like corn once it's, I don't like to make corn go too long. Corn, turns brown. Corn is one of the harder things to can, only because it's so dense, and it's hard for to cook it all the way through to the middle. And if you don't do it right, the top of the corn will brown, and it's not bad, but it doesn't look very appetizing either. So that's just something, that's one of the things. I do corn usually once a year when I do corn cob jelly. So, and I will be doing another video on corn cob jelly. Yeah, I like frozen corn. And if anybody dehydrates, you can buy frozen vegetables and put them in your dehydrator, because it saves you time, and it's a lot easier if you know where your corn comes from. You trust your grocer. You can get frozen vegetables and dehydrate them, because they're already blanched, and most vegetables you want to make sure that you blanch them before dehydrating. Okay, so I'm going to turn this up just a little bit. So once you put your weight on your pot, you want to make sure that your weight is only jiggling 3 to 4 times a minute. So when I first put it on, it's going to take a few seconds to start jiggling, but once it does, I think this is stuck. Once it does, you got to turn down the heat and regulate your heat so that it only jiggles 3 to 4 minutes, 3 to 4 times a minute. Okay, we're getting fogged in here. Goodness. Come on. There it goes. I don't know why this has been sticking on me. I've got to get it done. Instapot is the same. It's the same type of thing, but you cannot can in an Instapot. An Instapot is a pressure cooker. This is a pressure canner. So it's a big difference. You can can or cook in a pressure canner. You can use this as a pressure cooker, but you cannot can in a pressure cooker. Make sense? Okay, let me make sure that this is going to come up. Hopefully it'll come up. I've got 4 minutes left. Let's see. Let me read my things here. Okay. Yeah, I'll have to do some cooking videos. We got HelloFresh, our second box of HelloFresh yesterday, and I'm going to be doing one of those tonight for dinner, but I'm not sure which one. So maybe you guys can help me. I have sesame soy pork bowls, which looks really good. Tuscan beef stuffed peppers, which also looks pretty good. Hoisin honey chicken. Balsamic tomato parmesan risotto, which really sounds good. And paprika chicken in a lemony sauce. Which one sounds appetizing to you guys? I mean, they all sound really good. So I had 3 last week, but I've only made 2 of them because they forgot to send me the salmon. So how to buy salmon? And come on, there it goes. Come on, pop up, pop up. It should be popping up. I had shawarma chicken last week and creamy lemon sauce pasta primavera, which was really good. Come on, pop up. Okay, let's see. That should be up. It's coming up. There it goes. There it goes. Come on. I don't want to touch it. Okay, let's see. Comments. Yeah, the stuffed pepper one sounds really good, and I make stuffed peppers all the time. I don't know what kind of peppers they sent me. I haven't even opened the bag yet. But my husband doesn't like the green ones. So, yeah, we'll see. I'll have to ask him. He's in the hot tub right now. You notice he's not online anymore. Come on. Okay, I think there's a minute and a half left to vent. It is coming up. Definitely stuck. There it goes. Oh, I think it needs a little fixing after this canning session. It'll definitely pop up on it once I put the weight on it, though. It'll be fine. So like I said, you need to regulate the heat once you put your weight on there. And I'm going to do that. We got 1 minute left to the weight. 1 minute. So you can see canning your food takes quite a while, but it's so worth it, you guys, because you know exactly what's going in. And like I said before, I can about 80% of what we eat. So I got the HelloFresh because I was offered that and to try it for free, and it's not a paid promotion or anything. I just got a free box, free boxes from somebody else who got boxes. So I just figured I'd try it. Yes, I absolutely have a garden. Absolutely. And here I live near the beach in California. So we have kind of like a microclimate here where you can literally grow anything year round. So I had through the winter, we usually don't get below 35 degrees, and that's cold for here. Okay, so there's my beeper. The little button came up. Yay! Okay, gotta put that up there. Okay, so we're gonna wait for this to come up here. But yeah, I do have a garden. So I had zucchini, tomatoes, eggplant, some green beans, all of my herbs. What else? This here is one of my zucchinis, right there. One of my zucchinis. I'm trying to think of what else I had. Yeah, pressure cookers or pressure canners. So pressure cookers used to scare me too. Pressure canners, not so much. And I have the Instapot, and I love it. I really love it. I don't use it enough. Yeah, we definitely need a garden video, and that's coming. We just cleared out the garden to put some new plants in. So actually, I probably will do a video about that in the morning. Show you what the garden looks like right now, and all of the seeds and everything that I have going into the garden. Tomorrow morning, we're going to go to something called Tomato Mania and get a bunch of tomato plants. I have a big garden area, but I am going to try to quadruple that by doing a lot of container gardening and things like that. Going to be doing potatoes. I haven't done potatoes. We moved here almost 2 years ago, and I used to do potatoes and sweet potatoes all the time, and especially for the kids, they love digging up those. It's really fun for kids. And I'm going to do that in growing bags, and I'll show you guys those tomorrow in that video. But I have a lot of seeds. I just ordered some asparagus roots from the MI Gardener here on YouTube. He's one of my favorite gardener go-tos. And I got 4 asparagus roots to plant, and these are 2 years old. So asparagus usually takes about 4 years until you're able to harvest it. And I left most of my good ones at the other house. So going going to be planting these, and I don't know if they're going to root or come up, sprout this year. They'll probably fern this year. But they're not going to be ready for harvesting until next year, so 2022. But once they harvest, I mean, once they all come up and everything, their asparagus live for 40 years or more, and you can pick up the root and bring it with you. You have to be really careful. I know I've seen some roots that are 30 and 40 years old that are just huge. They go a long way. They go pretty deep, and they're good. They're so good. If you've, gosh, me and the girls in the garden, when the asparagus start to come up, we start eating the tops. If they're really, really thin ones and they're just not ready, you know, if it's going to be going to fern anyway, because the plants weren't ready, we pick the top off of the asparagus and we just eat the top. If you like asparagus, please try gardening asparagus. You haven't even tasted asparagus until you've tasted garden fresh asparagus. Same with tomatoes. I love canning tomatoes and from the garden, and then picking them where we go and getting 200 plus pounds of tomatoes at a time, the Romas, because when you get them that fresh, when you open a jar, it could be 2 or 3 years old, although I wouldn't recommend keeping your tomatoes that long. They taste as fresh as the day you picked them, and they smell amazing. Fresh canned tomatoes, oh my gosh, it's one of my favorite things. That and homemade sauce. Okay. Yeah, pressure canners can be scary. I know I have a lot of canners on my channel that have pressure canners and have water bath canners, and they watch me all the time and they ask all kinds of questions, but they have canners sitting in the box because they haven't done it. They just don't have that confidence yet, and that's fine. Like I said earlier, do a lot of research. Watch the YouTubers that on YouTube that have been here for a long time and know what they're doing, and just get an idea. And you know, if you're canning, say, chicken, don't just take my word for it. Go and look at other canners that are also canning chicken and see how they do it. And if it's a consistency, then that's what you want to do, and you know that everybody is doing it right. We are all looking at USDA guidelines when we can. Yes, there are rebel canners. I am a rebel canner myself. Sometime I do beans. I have a video out called "Don't Soak Your Beans." So I do beans without soaking them. There are canners that will can butter. I've not done that yet. I mean, you know, I do hot dogs. I can hot dogs. That's not against USDA guidelines. You can sausage and polska kielbasa, you know, stuff like that, bratwurst, and it does change the texture, but it's still good. I especially like hot dogs, and all my grandkids like hot dogs as well. Okay, come on. Waiting for this thing to come to pressure. I'll show you guys what it sounds like, at least. So are there any other questions while we're waiting? This should be jiggling in just a couple minutes. We're almost at the 2-hour mark here. I don't want to get cut off. This is canned chicken that I did. I made chicken. I par cooked the chicken. I did that yesterday, and I browned it is what I did. Yes, chicken. Yeah, they're in pint jars. You can go back, you can rewind this, or you'll be able to watch this once the live is off. It'll post. But it's all canned chicken, and I browned it first and put it in my chicken stock. And it comes out amazing. All chicken does. Yeah, I have an All-American 921 as well. But it's in the box. I still have it in the box. I have not had a chance to use it yet. Let's see. When you can hamburger, is your preference to put a light liquid or wait, let me read it over here. Or not. Okay, so I've tried canning hamburger once. And I cooked it, and I think I did it according to one of Linda's pantry recipes, and I didn't like it. I don't like the texture of it. It's just not for me. I just don't like the texture, and my family doesn't like the texture of it. But we did do it in a beef. I did it in a beef broth, so it was just the texture. The flavor was fine. Okay, here we go. We have the sauce. I'm going to lower this a little bit. We're going to see. Make it jiggle. Okay. So I'm going to set my timer for 75 minutes. Make sure that it's jiggling at least 3 times per minute. Yeah, it's good to have on hand. I mean, hamburger is good to have on hand. If you want to have it on hand, it's great. You can can turkey like that too. Ground turkey, ground chicken, ground pork. I just don't like the texture of it. And I do my Italian gravy, my Italian sauce. And I can that all the time, and I make meatballs and sausage every time I make that. And I've tried putting meatballs in the sauce and canning them that way, and they come out fine. They're edible. I mean, they come out fine. They don't taste like my Italian meatballs. So I don't like that. Let me move it back a little bit. So I don't like canning the meatballs in the sauce. I prefer to freeze the meatballs and the sausage I have a food saver that I use for just about everything. And I use the food saver lids. I've got the, they make, food saver makes this little contraption things that fit regular and wide mouth jars. There's one of each size, and you could vacuum seal your dehydrated things. Yeah, I don't think I did it without. I don't think I did the hamburger meat with nothing in it. You can do it that way. I've seen it done that way, but I think that's raw packing the ground beef. And again, it's going to come out as one piece of hamburger. You're going to have like a giant hamburger in your jar because it's going to meld all together. Okay, so that's what you want right there. Yeah, no, I'm not turning the heat down. Every time it vents like that, you want it to do that 3 to 4 times a minute. So I'm just turning it down just a little teeny bit because I want to get at the right temperature. You don't want to, if it does it too many times, if the temperature is too high, the jiggler is going to be going constantly, and you're going to get what's called siphoning, and you don't want to do that. Let's see. So I'm just trying to regulate it, and with this canner, I'm confident once I have it regulated, I can literally walk away, although in the house, I wouldn't go anywhere. But I'm going to be in the kitchen anyway, doing dinner. So I'll keep an eye on it. But the timer is set already for 75 minutes. And we've only got 71 minutes to go. And after that, then I will show you guys the cans and the finished product and everything. Anybody have any last minute questions before I end the video? Do stay tuned and put your notifications on. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed. Put your notifications on. And there's going to be a live canning blueberry jam on either Monday or Tuesday, probably Monday. But I will let you guys know a day ahead of time to have all the ingredients, your water bath canner. Thank you for subscribing, Mom to Charlie. I so appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah, I have a lot of viewers and 6,200 and something subscribers, but when I go to my analytics things, I have almost 80% that watch me aren't even subscribed. So I need you guys to subscribe. It'll help my channel. And I have lots more videos coming up. I've got the gardening video coming up. You guys will watch me in the garden, and then I'll do weekly updates of the garden as it grows. And I'm going to show you all of the things that I have for my garden. I'm going to do some air fryer videos for over there. I have an air fryer that we've used quite a bit, actually, but I've only done, I think, 1 or 2 videos on it. And then the Instapot. Thank you, Ashley Rabbit. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys subscribing. Thank you, thank you. And please do support Heather at the Needy Homesteader. Please watch her videos. Donate if you can. And look for my Avon link if you need any Avon. 25% of everything goes to Heather. My Herbalife link, 25% goes to Heather. And then my De-Bubblers, $5 or 6 with the donation for her. I'll put that in my links too. Okay, I think I'm going to end this so I can start some dinner. I don't even know what time it is. It is 5:30. Okay. So thank you guys all for watching, and I will show you the results of the video in just a couple hours. Thank you so much. Have a great day and a great evening. Thanks for watching, you guys. Oh, thank you, Celia. Yeah, that's my Lavelle. Those are the vitamins that keep me going, keep me walking if I have a bad back, and give me a lot of energy. Love them. Love, love. That's my Thrive vitamins. Thank you so much for that. Thank you for everything, Cecilia. I really appreciate you. I will see you guys later.